Well, you're welcome back to MX24. This is the AM Club. I'm super excited that we're about to have this conversation. I always tell you that my producer and the team, they are just fire because the kind of topics they come up with, I'm like, yo, is this now this one? God revealed it to you. You're welcome back. This is still the AM Club coming to you live from the MX24 studios, Oleander Street, East Legon, Accra, Ghana. My name is Miriam Uduak Mensah. It's a lifestyle daily segment of the AM Club show. Now, before we get into our big conversation, which is actually a very, very big conversation this morning, and also, talking to my guest because I enjoy talking to him. No, he's really, really good. Before we get into all of that, Jibu Water is saying it's keeping you refreshed for the day, for the week, and I'm recommending it highly. Now, we have options for you. We have a 20-liter bottles that come with a tap and 18.9-liter bottles. Your dispensers will absolutely have a breath of new life as the clean, hygienic Jibu water flows through them for your consumption. Now, for you to quench the thirst and the thirst of your family members, call us today on 020-9845-817. That's 020-9845-817, or visit our website at www.jibuco.com/gh for more information about our brand, Jibu Water, a better life. Okay. Now, your money, that money you're working so hard for, deserves the safest home. And with Telecel Cash, your money is protected every step of the way. No risk, no worries, no long stories, just peace of mind. Okay? Dial *110# or download the Telecel Play app today for safe, secure transaction. Telecel Cash for the safer is actually the safer choice. Telecel Cash, send it, keke. Now, for our big conversation, we're discussing overthinking. And then all my friends on the other side have started shouting, rolling on the floor, like, hey! Mimi's coming to discuss overthinking. You. It's and of course its impact on our mental health. And joining me today for the conversation is obviously of course, Delesi Doge is joining me for this conversation. He's a consultant, mindset coach, and ghost writer. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. We haven't met this year.
Yeah, the last time I saw it was last year.
2025.
Last year, yeah. But it's good to be here.
It's good to have
I'm
you.
loving the combination, the color combination, the white.
I try.
Charlie.
I try.
Good to see you and good to be on this set.
No, you're. Is this not kaftan?
Yeah, we try. We are
two pieces
vibe.
giving.
Yeah, exactly.
It's giving what it's supposed to give.
Absolutely.
You look amazing.
Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you very much.
It's good to see you. It's really good to see you.
Yeah, good to be here as well.
The conversation on overthinking has become important.
It's very important.
Oh, because you're sitting across an overthinker.
Yes. It's very important.
Yes, it has become very, very important. So we're going to zoom right into it. So let's see how we can solve this issue.
Sure.
So that this year, all overthinkers will make the right decision. Because I can tell you firsthand, it's one of the things that destroys relationships faster than anything. Because people sometimes don't exactly mean what they do.
Absolutely.
Now I understand that. It's still, I'm still in the growing process, but
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, but for the benefit of those out there who haven't yet diagnosed themselves or don't understand what overthinking is, do you want to throw a bit more light on that for us?
Yes, before I go into that, I'm excited about this topic because for most of the people I handle, different backgrounds, this is a very serious issue. People who you think they have it covered.
Yeah.
And they reach out to you and say, Delasi, this problem, I'm overthinking this.
Yeah.
And I mean, people are always overthinking things.
Yeah.
But I always tell people that overthinking is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's an amber light. It depends on how you process it.
Yeah.
But when you cross a particular threshold, that's when it becomes a problem. So overthinking is just trying to analyze the same thing in different angles over and over again. And you never find solutions. There are solutions in front of you, but the solutions are not enough for you. You keep fighting your mind. Your mind says, oh, these are the solutions. We've analyzed the issue. We produce solutions. Now, no, this is not enough. And it comes out of either insecurity, you are overly too sure about yourself, you're a perfectionist. It's just not enough.
The latter is mine.
Yes, it's just not enough. So that's what overthinking is. And a lot of people I've spoken to have agreed that they're overthinkers.
Yeah.
Mostly, I don't know if it's the way we're brought up
Yeah.
to see things in different ways, and it's never enough. I don't know if whether it's our school system, you have to get 100 over 100, you have to do this, and you're always thinking, is it enough? And again, overthinking, based on what psychologists have said, comes from past related issues, trauma, emotional baggage. Did you grow up in a home where you're never enough, you're never perfect? Or did you grow up where there was always pressure on you? My children have said to me that anytime in school, if you always get 100, there'll be pressure on you. The teachers are putting pressure on you. So what it means is that you're likely to overthink a lot of things.
Yeah.
So in summary, overthinking is analyzing the same thing over and over again and staring at solutions but not wanting the solutions. That's what overthinking is about.
Yeah. And we've found a reason why people overthink.
Yes.
It could be as a result of past trauma.
Past trauma, they are not secured, they are perfectionists. Again, to what will other people say, all those come into the equation. Let me give you a typical example of what happened to an overthinker. You notice the African Cup of Nations final.
Yeah.
The guy who was going to play the final ball, the penalty, had a lot of time to think.
Yeah.
So naturally, he's an overthinker. Yeah. So his mind was giving him different scenarios.
Yeah.
It played out in his head in different ways. And when he got there, now he was confused. And he decided to go for the more difficult one.
Because that looks like
looks like the best solution. And that's what happens to overthinkers. And sometimes it happens to the greatest of people you find around. Just because they want to be perfect. And it also happens to people who do not push hard enough. And what overthinking does to you is that it's two ways. It pushes very hard, or it makes you disconnect. For example, I do a lot of public speaking. People reach out to me, they'll say, I want to improve my public speaking skills. I want to improve my confidence. And the first thing I do is for us to have interaction. And most of the people come and sit in front of me, they are speaking well. Grammar on point. Everything on point. Then I look at them and say, so what's the problem?
What's the problem?
And they tell me that they feel they're not good enough.
Yeah.
So they have opportunities and they say, no. Yeah. They think about, if I go, and this will happen, this will happen. They play all the scenarios. And only to find out that
they're actually enough.
They're enough. One of my favorite speakers, Seneca, says that we suffer in our minds more than in reality.
Sure.
Most of the things we think about,
yes.
possibilities that it might not happen. It might not pan out the way we...
It's not even that deep.
It's not that deep. And that's what overthinking is. It's not that deep. I tell people that, for example, you're speaking in front of, let's say, 100 people. In your mind is that, do I look good? Am I speaking well? Am I doing well? Most of the time, I always tell people, half of the time, they are not listening to you. They are thinking about the economy. Yes. They are thinking about the dollar rate. They are thinking about the shopping and all that.
They can't see what is going on.
No. I did something the weekend when I was in a coaching class. Yeah. The lady was very nervous, and I paused. I saw it, and I asked everybody, did you see that she was nervous? People said no. But in her system, she was feeling the nerves. I said, most people did not notice. So you'll be overthinking it. At the end of the day, you lose out.
Yeah. On our emotional health, and of course our mental health as well, how does overthinking affect us? And let's talk more negatively.
Sure.
And then maybe subsequently you touch on the positives.
Okay, sure. So the first thing it does to you is that it makes you very anxious. Yeah. You have the solutions, but the solutions are not enough for you. Yeah. Remember back in the day when you were going to write exams, you're overthinking. You enter and you are shaky. Sometimes you even feel sick. Where is the sickness coming from? You go and check, and the doctor says you are fine.
There's nothing wrong with you.
There's a lot of fear. Then what happens in your mind connects to your physical system. So you start having headache. You start feeling weak. You start feeling very weird. Yeah. For example, women will relate. When you are pregnant and you don't want to be pregnant, what you go through, it's a very deadly thing.
It's more deadly than labor itself.
You start thinking, hey, so you start thinking and playing scenarios, and you start seeing. The funny thing about the mind is that it starts playing things to you, start magnifying things to you. So when you're an overthinker, you start seeing the things you're afraid of. Yes. You start seeing it on TV. It's as if, are you talking to me? Are they talking to me? Have they channeled?
There are signs.
Yes. Everywhere you see.
You can find
exactly. So in summary, overthinking affects your mental health by making you're afraid, by pushing your anxiety levels, increasing your stress levels, your depression, and it all becomes one huge ball and it hits you, boom. That's what overthinking does to you. Overthinking affects your life. Sometimes I feel sorry for people who get to that level because life is not that deep.
It's not. It's really
Sometimes
not.
you think about the future, you're overthinking about the future, what if, what this, and it doesn't happen. I always tell people that the things you overthought about, did it happen?
You know, I tell you what, and it looks like this week we're doing a lot of confessions, and guys. For someone who has probably been in that position one too many times, it gets worse at night. I don't know why, but maybe throughout the day something might be happening. You're okay. Like you probably have been able to navigate yourself through the day. But then at night, it just gets worse.
Absolutely.
And you're wondering why the sleep is not coming. You're wondering why you can't shut your eyes and let everything just end. Why does it get worse at night?
See, that's what I love about the mind, the brain.
Yeah.
God is fantastic.
God did it.
It's a program system. At that point, you are in your comfort zone. At that point, everything is calm. So the system starts playing things back to you. Remember, that you have about 1 million thoughts per second. So the steps start playing it to you. Then you, the overthinker, decides to focus on that one that you are thinking about. And the brain says, okay, foul, give her what she wants, give him what she wants. And then you start playing. Obviously, you're going to deprive yourself of sleep.
Amplifying that.
Obviously, the picture is going to get bigger.
Yeah.
Obviously, you start thinking deeper. You know, and people underrate that time of sleep. Sleep is a very powerful tool. The point between just a few minutes before you sleep, that's a very powerful point. That's where the mind creates a lot of magic. So at that point, psychologists will tell you it's very critical because that's where a lot of things are cemented. So if you sleep with a negative thought, it will be amplified and brought into your reality long term. So I always advise my client that at that point, that's the time when you need to learn to shut shop and think about positive things. But that's where your mind starts regenerating, starts building new things. See, this topic is very important because it's destroying a lot of people. People who should be creating magic, people who should be creating things, people who should be doing amazing things. But unfortunately, that's the anchor that's holding them back. So when I was called to talk about this, I have a meeting I counseled it to be here because it's something on a daily basis I interact with people about. And I'm so passionate about it because it affects your life without you knowing.
It distorts everything.
Distorts everything without you knowing. And the way the universe is made up of, it's tied to your life. So sometimes you should be higher than where you are, but because you're overthinking things, opportunities come, you overthink it, and relationship, you're overthinking it, that your system it gets used to it. So what happens is that your system gets used to the pattern. So it becomes your norm. Every time there's a problem, ladies and gentlemen,
this is the outcome.
This is the outcome. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to overthink.
It's time to overthink.
So then you start overthinking.
Yeah.
But again, I've noticed, and when you read deep, you find out that I don't know your temperament.
Okay.
You're a deep thinker.
Are
you melancholic?
I want to believe I'm both sanguine and
melancholic.
Yeah.
Yes. So what happens is that
both.
when it comes to temperament, there are times when you exhibit certain temperaments depending on your environment.
Yes.
And sometimes it changes.
Yes.
So for melancholics who are deep thinkers, analyzers, there's a likelihood that they will be overthinkers because they're always analyzing the little things.
I'm telling you.
So my wife, she edits my books before I take it to the publishing house. Before she can see the slide. It's a good thing. Yeah. But sometimes we have to argue and fight that, sister, let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. Because we need to produce. We just say, no, what are this? And that's what happens to overthinkers. And again, based on your temperament. So it just gets to a point where you need to understand yourself more. So that's where we need to get to.
Yes, so the work begins when you begin to understand what it is that you're doing, with who you are.
Absolutely, that's the first thing.
Decision making Obviously, we've established that it does affect your thinking pattern. But how about decisions? You know, sometimes you can, before, this used to be how I used to operate. So I would go round in circles on one thing, but I know that I'll come here. So I allow myself to go round in circles and still come back here.
Sure.
I guess over time that has changed. I'm not going to the national television and express what it is like now.
Absolutely.
But decision making, overthinking, and its effect on decision making.
So what happens to an overthinker when they are making decisions is that they generally analyze a lot of things, which is good. But the problem is that when the solution is provided by the mind or wherever they get information from, they still think, no, there's something that
cannot
needs
be
to be
this
added.
simple.
So what happens is that it drags decisions. So if you're in a company where things are very, very fast, your boss might not like you because you are going to drag work. You're going to drag the team. Even though they value you, when it comes to critical decisions, they'll bypass you. You notice that they'll be doing meetings behind you. So as for so and so, they'll slow down the system.
Yeah.
So that's what happens.
Yeah.
So that's why in companies they need different kinds of people. People who will do the overthinking.
Yeah.
And then when it gets to a point, they take it away, and then the people who make the decision will take the final decision.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So it's very important to know that at some point there should be a cutoff.
There should be a cutoff.
At some point, you need to understand that this world is not about perfection. All the greatest things created were not created out of perfection. Always remember. Let there be light. And from the beginning, it was not out of perfection. Everything was created by process, gradual process. Understand that you can't solve all the problems. Overthinkers think they can solve all the problems in the world, but unfortunately, you can't. You won't. Understand that life is short. We're on borrowed time. Understand that there are times when you need to live in the moment. I tell people that living in the moment is very important. When you live in the moment, it reduces the possibility to overthink things. And self-talk is very important. Self-talk. There are times when you need to look in the mirror. Talk to yourself. Say, you know what? I can't do everything. Let me let it go. Let me take it easy. It's very important.
This is where I think we dive deeper into the part where relationships, marriages. You in marriage you have someone who is like the problem solver, one that likes to just get it done.
Yeah,
okay, that's a problem.
absolutely,
Let's fix it. Then there's someone who says that let me analyze this first, because if you give me this solution now, what shows that it's long term, and that is an overthinker talking. In relationships, how relevant is the position of the overthinker, and how does it affect it negatively? Let's talk about that.
So in a typical relationship, an overthinker will have to analyze a lot of things. And initially, it's not a bad thing. I always tell people that it's an amber light. But the next step, you take, okay, let's take this giant step. And then you analyze. But forgetting that it's a process. It's work in progress. So for overthinkers, what happens is that they overly analyze the people in their lives. And that can get very boring at some time. Let's say you meet a nice gentleman or you meet a nice lady, and you do the analysis, and this. Their time is right. But you need to also pause and say that, okay, nobody is perfect. Overthinkers, no.
What if? Be perfect.
The what if is the problem.
It's more important.
What if? Okay, he didn't call me. She didn't call me. It means that I'm not important. He said this. If you analyze it, it could mean this. Why did
they decide to put the camera on my face? Why did you decide to do that?
It could mean this. It could mean that.
Yeah.
And it ends up stressing the relationship.
Yeah, it does.
So for most overthinkers in relationship, you notice that there are people, their partners love them, but they just can't stand them.
Can't stand them. Sure.
For example, your wife in a marriage situation, there are certain information your wife or your husband will not give you because you overthink it. Because you will stress, you will worry. It means that there will be no peace of mind for the next A friend told me that
During
whenever,
the 65
yeah, whenever
AK days.
her wife gets a new business, trouble. There's no sleep. There's no sleep. They are, and this person did this, and it's supposed to be like. So he's also listening, but he's suffering. He gets to the point he's tired.
I don't want to do this.
Then it becomes emotionally draining for the other party.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And then you find out the next thing that happens is that then that person gets somebody who is more calmer than you are, and there's some form of relationship there, and you want to blame the person.
Yeah. Yeah.
For example, wedding. You're dating an overthinker. You want to get married. You're in trouble. You are going to analyze every aspect of the wedding. By the time you say I do, you are tired. It has to be perfect. How many people are coming? Will the people come? But there are times in life where you need to just jump.
Yeah.
Say, hold my hand, let's jump, let's take the decision.
Yeah. Let's just do it.
Let's just do it. There are times we need to get to that point, so let's just do it.
But some, okay, so we're going to back up a little bit. You know, you mentioned earlier that some overthinkers are not naturally born overthinkers. It is something they learn over time due to experience.
Absolutely.
Now, it's only, and I love that you validate that feeling by saying that sometimes it's okay. Because if you don't think it through properly, you might go and make a bad decision.
Absolutely.
So most overthinkers sometimes end up with a bare minimum. Because again, in their minds, the ultimate is unattainable.
Absolutely.
So, let's just do what's available.
Exactly, yeah.
It does not satisfy them, but it keeps them safe.
Yes.
So most overthinkers are safe players. You see them marry who they don't really like, but it's safer here.
I can control the narrative, It
doesn't twist my nervous system into a space I don't like.
Yeah, sure.
They settle for safe.
Absolutely.
Most overthinkers settle for safe.
Absolutely. You're right, yes. Instead of going for that job, they'll think about it, and they'll find out that somebody who's not really qualified applies and gets the job because they're just doing the CV and then it happened. They don't take risks. They don't want to take risks because they've done all the analysis. And no, it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Now let me stay here. Here is safer.
Yeah.
A long term, it affects them.
Yeah.
Most of our thinkers I know, they are very creative, but they're not able to push their creativity. They have all the business ideas, but they overanalyze things. One of the things people always tell me is that how did you do it? So I think about the thing. I don't think about. I have somebody who think about, okay, these are the solutions. Okay, let's go for it. And I learn from that what happens. Instead of trying to say, oh, it won't happen, it won't do this. I have people on my team, they'll give all the negative analysis. It's not negative, but based on how it's coming, it becomes negative. Oh, it's not possible, it's not this. And we do it and it's possible. And we learn from the mistakes from it.
Yeah.
So overthinking drags people, it will drag you back. And when your system accepts that that's what you are, that's who you are, it becomes a pattern. You notice that you've seen people who, now this person deserves to be somewhere.
Yeah,
but you've seen the pattern.
They're stuck in a little.
They are stuck in their world because making that move means that it's going to affect them.
No, it's going to affect them.
Making that move means that you knew it and you are going for it. I know people are still single because they've analyzed people. It's like they are doing date rush in their head. This person, no, and then
Yeah. Now, please give us at least 3 practical steps. That's at least 3 practical steps, to help manage overthinking. Because like you rightly said, it becomes a part of you. To let that go is a lot of work. But at least the basic things to do to start.
Absolutely.
Letting things off the hook a little bit.
Absolutely. So I always tell people that self-audit is very important. Know thyself. And I'm excited you know who you are.
Oh, I am. I am aware.
So once you know that this is who I am, the next step is to work on it. The next step is to change the mindset. Mindset is very important. When you change your mindset, it affects the way your mind sees things. The mind works trying to support and protect you at all times. So the conversation you have with that mind is what it does for you. Do you remember last time you fell here? He doesn't want you to fall again. The mind doesn't want you to fall again. So to tell them, hey, don't go there. But you can say that, no, I didn't get hurt. It can happen to anybody. It's self-talk. You decide, you control the mind and decide how your mind works. So you should also be in tune with your mind. Number one, self-audit. What kind of temperament do I have? Dominant temperament do I have? Where does it exhibit itself? Does it help me? What kind of personality do I have? How do I react to things? How can I do things better? You can also write, journal. You can also write down problems and then change your mindset to focus on mini goals instead of the big goals, the small goals. And again, to tell yourself that you're not perfect, you're a work in progress. I will try. If I fail, I'll go again. For overthinkers, they're always worried about the court of public opinion. What would they say?
Hey,
you know what they'll say? When you die, your tribute will be beautiful. He was an amazing person.
Remember that.
So remember that.
Remember that.
Remember that failure, people don't understand. Failure is part of the journey. You can't have it perfect. If you don't fail, you can't become better. So for overthinkers, remember, failure is part of the journey. You fail. Sometimes when I'm doing something and it's going cruise control, I say, nah, I need to, either I'm getting some blessing from the past or there's something I need to analyze.
Wow.
Work on yourself daily and over a period of time. And then the environment you find yourself in, get a coach. Coaches are very important. Or the environment you find yourself in. Be in an environment where people know who you are and they don't use it against you, but they help you. My wife is an overthinker. But over the period, I've seen changes. I've seen that these days, say, babes, you know, I did this today. I said, that's it.
Spontaneous.
Yes. And I've also taken some things from her that there are times I need to analyze things. But just be careful you don't over. Once you use, there's a word called over, you're in trouble. Under, you're in trouble. Always have the balance. Yes. And then as an overthinker, connect with somebody who brings out the lighter version of yourself. It's very important. Allow yourself to go sometimes. Allow yourself to go sometimes. Adventure, vacations, try new things. Don't think about it. Sometimes don't think about it.
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone or jump. What's the worst that can happen?
What's the worst that can happen? Even if you die, you know that one thing is constant in life, we all die.
Yes. But I'll just advise that don't lose your ability to think deep. Don't let anybody make you feel like, oh, you overthink things. Yeah, I overthink things. But behind the scenes, you're working on yourself. Overthink things. But no, the power we have is to be able to know what situation we are in and to control it. I'm going to overthink this, but after some time, I'll let it go. That's the conversation.
Wonderful.
Yes. It's a resource. Use it.
Ooh, it's a resource. And even my team are saying in my ears that there has to be a part 2 of this.
No problem.
There has to be a part 2 of this because we need to get deeper into even in industries how people like this can be useful.
Absolutely.
The kind of resources they are.
Absolutely.
And all the benefits that it comes
Absolutely.
with. But it's so good to see you.
My
and thank you
pleasure.
so much for helping us this morning.
Sure. My
I
pleasure
know
always.
that moving from here, most overthinkers have found something to at least to breathe.
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 It's
Exhale.
a beautiful world.
Exhale.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. But how do we connect with you? How do we find you? Someone says, I want to start talking to this man today. I want to start talking to him today. How do they find you?
Reach out on Instagram, Tobiga Delasi. Okay. Just say hi, and we're good to go.
Awesome.
Or you can reach my corporate line, 026 200 6190. Yes.
But Tobiga Delasi
yes.
on
Instagram,
social media,
yes.
on Instagram,
Yes, absolutely.
slide into his DM. Charlie, he's a resource now for you to live a more healthier life. Because this overthinking thing, it can actually get you sick. Trust me. Physically, it can affect you. And I know someone who's suffering from that. But honestly, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Now to you all, thank you always for being a part of this show. Like I keep telling you, we keep learning and growing here. And this is part 1 of the conversation on overthinking and how it affects our mental health. We're coming back with part 2 soon, next Wednesday or Thursday. We're bringing it back and we're going to make sure we exhaust everything that they need to learn around this topic and so we live a healthier, better life, okay? Well, we're going for a quick commercial break. When we come back, more conversations coming up here on the show. We'll be right back after this.